All right, we are here with a video. I got my boy Croc with me. Say hello.
Hello, hello.
All right,
Happy to be here.
thank you for being here. And we are going to be rating all the roster changes. We're going to give them grades. And if you didn't like school before, you'll hate it now because we're going to be grading you. Um, so first one I put at the top is the easiest because no trades were made, and that is Nick and the St. Lucie Staraptors. Their top one here is literally the exact same as they drafted. They haven't changed anything at all. So that's nothing really to grade. But Croc, do you have anything that you think should be dropped or anything that pops out that you think should be added off the top of your head?
So, funny enough, we were kind of just talking about it, but I think Halucha Psychic Seed with his team would be super threatening. Um, actually, so he has two tier twos, Hisu and Gudra and Cleavor.
Yep.
Cleavor is scary, but I think he would need Hisu and Gudra a lot more. So you could maybe drop the Cleavor. I think that's one trade. Other than that, he's honestly been improving his play, and I actually kind of like his core with the psychic terrain. No priority against the Megazan.
Yeah, no, I think it's a very cool concept. Yeah, so no trades. So that's just, we're going to go with NA at this point because we didn't make any trades. So, next one, the next easiest one is Plaz. The only thing he changed was changing Glamora Terra to now King Gambit Terra. I believe he's Dark Fairy. So that's probably the only thing he's changed. What do you think about that Terra change?
I I would give it like a C plus. Like I don't think it's neutral. I do think it's like trending in the
Yeah,
positive. Um, this Gambit with Terra flying is significantly more threatening than a Terra Grass Glim.
right.
Glim's kind of there to just spit up hazards most of the time, so I definitely like the trade. So
No, I agree. I do think it's better. And oh, it's Fairy. That's what it was. Okay.
Terra
Um,
Fairy,
yeah, Terra Fairy.
so used to flying.
Yeah. And yeah, I didn't really explain the grading, but C is neutral. Your team stayed the same. This is C plus, which means it's an improvement. I would say the same thing where it's not changing his team drastically, and it's just an added benefit. So I mean, we could honestly just say B because unless we want to, no C plus. It's a minor change. There's not anything to kind of go crazy about. It's just a minor change and an improvement. All right. First thing, or next one, is JC and the Queen City Coolfishes. So we can see the top, his draft, and what he has changed is one thing, which is the Arctozolt to the Scissor, which I think makes his team way better. One, because he never brought it, and has a steel type that he didn't have before, and yeah, just very good trade. I would probably put it in the B category, maybe B minus. It's a one trade thing, and it's just a good trade overall.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I think I'd give it a full B solely just because the Zolt was just dead weight for that team, and Caesar is a big pickup and a threatening one. So I'd give it a solid B. B minus is fine with me too, though.
I like B. I had definitely have a trade that I think JC should make. Is there anything that you think he's lacking, or anything that pops out in your head?
I don't really have a mon in my head. I just want the Hisuian Zoroark he doesn't bring. So I could see him going for another tier two potentially.
Yeah, you can definitely do that. But my thing is, I was thinking about. I'm like, I don't want to tell him. I think it's broken. But I don't play him, so he needs to drop Clawitzer, and he needs to pick up Electrode Hisui and Terra.
Oh, that's demonic.
It
Yeah.
gives him an insane speed tier. What, 150? I think it is. Um, he's never bringing Clawitzer. Never, ever, ever. A Terra Dragon, like, never.
He brought it against me, funny
He's never bringing it. No, I didn't even count.
enough.
But an insane speed tier, two types that he doesn't have. He doesn't have grass or electric, so it's two types that he gains, and a speed tier that's higher than everything. That can do different things, and Terra.
Yeah,
I think that's broken. Like,
I think so too.
if he does that trade, I'd give that an A plus, just because I like it. But I do think a B for him, which is a good trade in the Scizor, and makes his team better and more scary, which is what you want in trades.
I agree. As long as he doesn't tear guard, I'm okay with it.
Right, that we're all okay with that. Next we got Noah. This is probably the first bigger trade that we got here, and he started out with, Annihilate and Tinglu, and yet the Farigiraf, which has been going ham. But the trades, he got Sneasler for Annihilate, he got Magnezone for Galvantula, Arcanine for Salazzle, Aerodactyl for Cloth, and Gourgeist for Jumpluff. I don't know if this is like the exact one for one kind of thing, but versus that's what he had before and it's what he has now.
So, overall, I really like the trades. I play him this upcoming week, and Sneasler is a nightmare to prep for. I think Cloth was another mon that was like a dead weight mon, and Aerodactyl can do so much more. And Salazzle and Arcanine serve different roles. I love Arcanine. I had him last season. That was such a good defensive mon for me. I don't like the Gourgeist to Jumpluff trade. Like, you gain a fighting immunity, but other than that, like,
Well, you gain a 10th Mon. You had Jumpluff.
yeah. I mean, against some teams, you get Chlorophyll Spore.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, like omitting that one because I don't really that doesn't really do anything for me. I think all of the trades were pretty positive, so I'd go B again or B minus.
Yeah, I think
What about you?
the Sneasler's cracked, right? But then also Annihilate's cracked, right? And then his team kind of changes a bit. No webs, but you get Magnezone, which is cool. Aerodactyl's cool. I think they're good. I think definitely upgrades from the looks of it. But how much of an upgrade? Does it make his team that much better? No, yeah, no Terra Annihilate's kind of hard to kind of keep on a team. And he's running with the Fergarigarath. Yeah, I could say like a solid B. Yeah, I think a solid B.
I wouldn't be upset with B minus either. I just think Arcanine gives him more flexibility of swapping in on things.
Yes.
Salazzle was kind of just sitting there.
He did need another, tank mon to kind of switch in, which is really good. Next up, Paldean Pokemans, who started off without a Mega with Kartana, but dropped that, got Mega Absol, and dropped Hatterene for Sandy Shocks. I can't remember if there was a trade in between or not to get these, but regardless, I keep saying that, but this is what he has now versus what he did have. And overall, getting rid of that sun, Kartana in the sun, which would die with an ember, to get Mega Absol, which is, I think, a really good mon, really slept on mon. Hatterene for Sandy Shocks. We know it's not going to be like a screen setter, Sandy Shocks. It can be, but he has Grimmsnarl, so if he's ever doing that, he's doing that. I could see this being like a B minus. I think it's a good trade overall because you lose a mon that is terrible in the sun, but it doesn't totally improve. It's cool you get a photosynthesis mon, like it's cool, but it's only a part of his team, and majority of his team seems like the Toxapex Blissey core, and then it's whatever else you can fit.
Yeah, I agree. I was thinking C plus B minus. The Kartana, like you said, just didn't fit on the Sun team at all. Like, sure, Solar Blade, but
Yeah.
that's moot.
Right.
I do think the Hatterene into Sandy Shocks was a bigger upgrade than like a lot of people think. Just because I think Hatterene was so overkill on this team. Like he is so defensive. You don't need the Hatterene. So I like the Sandy Shocks. I don't have any real like proposals, but if he can find stuff to trade for Ninjas
Yeah,
and I forget that mod's name, the Pepper,
the Scoville.
Scoville, thank you. Trade those away, like they're yeah.
Yeah,
I
at least
honestly
the
think his team could be
Ninjask.
scary. Yeah,
And then he's Terra on the Typhlosion, so like you said, it's kind of like why does he have Scovillain, really?
right. You're getting the same coverage, but
Yeah.
on a worse mod.
So I would put it probably at a B minus. I think it could be C plus.
Yeah,
Um,
we'll go on the upper end. B minus
yeah,
works for me.
I definitely like it more than I dislike it. So
Oh yeah.
next, the Selford Swablues. The one trade that they made is they traded Hydreigon for Mandibuzz.
Um, I love this trade. He never brought Hydreigon. I love Hydreigon. I think that thing is terrifying. But if you're never gonna bring it, like Mandibuzz is such an annoying wall to deal with. Um, that I love the trade. I would give this a solid B, maybe even a B plus, if not for the
Wow.
whole reason he never brought Hydreigon.
Yeah, I mean he did bring it, but he a lot of times he talked about bringing it defensively, which wasn't bad. But this is now you get a better defensive mon with it,
Mm-hmm.
because with the combination of Dragapult, and Great Tusk, and he's been using Slowking, really well defensively. I mean offensively, you really didn't need any offense.
I agree. If I'm not mistaken, doesn't uh, Mandibuzz get Overcoat?
Yes.
So that gets a Spore weakness as well, right? Or immunity.
Oh,
So
yes.
another Spore immunity on a team. He has Eldegoss, but you can never have too many Spore immunities.
I agree. I agree. Um, would I grade I think so. It's like he had a good draft already, and he just improved it. Is it that big of an improvement? Let's see.
Realistically, probably not.
Yeah, it's a one mon thing. It's like you just filled the better role.
Yeah.
Um, I could see this being like a C plus. It's like it's better. You improved, but nothing earth
Objectively, I
shattering.
agree. I'm a big fan of if you're never bringing a Mon, any Mon that you would bring is an upgrade.
Yeah.
But objectively, yeah, I agree. C plus.
Next, we got the Tone Bridge Toxapexes, and they used to have Rotom Fan, Gengar, Volcarona, and Dondozo, and they now have Samurai Hisui, Palmot, Weezing, and Chi-Yu. I think some of these trades were good, some of them not so much. Well, I guess one of them. I don't necessarily agree with the Dondozo trade. I really like Samurai Hisui, right? It's probably underrated here currently, but I think Dondozo just did so much for his team. But other than that, Chi-Yu, who can just put in work instantly versus Volcarona that has to set up, is a big upgrade. Um, and yeah, Samurai Hisui is just a great mon. I liked Dondozo on his team, and the way he was using it is probably the only reason why I'm like semi hesitant with like, dang, he did that trade. What do you think?
I think he made major upgrades everywhere. Like I agree with the Don. I think he was really good at using Dondozo. Personally, I think Weezing is a better defensive Mon, but he was using Dondozo very well. But yeah, Chi-Yu doesn't have to set up. It's better than Volk. The Mega upgrade I think was better.
Oh, I forgot. I
And
didn't
then
even mention that. That's right.
yeah, go ahead.
No, 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 keep going.
Um, so I think the Mega upgrade was better. I love Mega Glade, but unfortunately, it's like speed tier isn't the greatest. Um, Rotom Fan, it's pretty fast. It's like what 100, 110. But
I don't know. No, the Rotom Fan is 86.
or I meant the Mega Glade, but
Oh, oh,
um,
oh.
yeah, you're good. He was really good at using the running fan too. That thing was annoying, but I think his human samurai is just a flat out upgrade. I think, like you said, that mod is super slept on. You can scarf it, sash it, assault vest it. It can do a lot. Um, but yeah, if you'd like to readdress your thoughts on the mega,
Yeah, I think the mega is just a different mega, but I think it's not an upgrade for the team, but it's not a downgrade. It's not like he totally didn't see what his win con was and kind of just let it go. I think they both are really, really good. So I think that's kind of a neutral trade. And if it works better for him, then that's why you make the trades. Overall, I would probably put this at a B. I wouldn't go to a B plus, mainly just because I personally don't like the Dondozo trade. But that's why that's my grade.
yeah, B was what I had in mind as well. I'm excited to see his human samurai. Love that mod.
Oh yeah, yeah. Next we got the Slitherwings and Tanner, and he had Mega Venusaur and Oricorio, and he did get Naganadel and then got Mega Scizor, which you have now, and he also has Toadscruel, which he recently picked up. What do you think about this?
I I think the Scizor was an upgrade because his team was super specially offensive before he traded that. Um, the Oricorio versus Toadscruel, like, I don't realistically know how often he's gonna bring that. I'm pretty indifferent to his trades. I do think this Mega Scizor is an upgrade, so I would go like C plus, but I'm not like super sold on it, but I'm not hating on it either.
Yeah, it. I think it was season two. It solo carried one team. Um, it was insane. You just sit up Swords Dance once, and it just absolutely ran through teams. I think the Toad Scroll is an upgrade. Gets an extra rapid spinner, good special bulk, and it's something you have to prep for more than Oricorio. Um, in my opinion, I think it's you have to prep for it more. But yeah, I agree with C plus. It's good trades. Nothing bad. Didn't make any mistakes with that, and hopefully it works out well. Next, we got big boy trades, and we got your team, and so you had Screamtail, Deoxys Speed, Azumarill, Dreadnought, Colossal, and Mega Houndoom, and I think that's all. Yeah, used all of your trades except for your Terra Captain trade, which we know that never doing that. But we got Wimmy, Ninetales, Heliolisk, Stakataka, Roaring Moon, and Mega Charizard Y. Um, I will let you talk about insight for those trades, and then I'll give you my opinion.
So decided to just go all in on Sun. Week one, the strat that I had with Tanner got exposed. If Screamtail's your only weather setter, you can get trapped in there, and then it's just a waste. It was fun to try to have a Sun and like Rain team mixed, but realistically, you just want to be better at one thing. And so, with Torkoal being gone, obviously the best Sun setter, I was talking to Plaz. He suggested Megazord Y. Rolled with that, and then it was kind of like trying to fill in the blanks with dropping my Rain mons. And for the most part, I think I did pretty well. Heliolisk hasn't come a ton, but it is something you have to respect. Um, and then Roaring Moon hasn't had it, like I just got it, but I do think with how poorly I used Deoxys Speed, I think Roaring Moon is going to be much better. Whimsicott has been a fuck. Oh, sorry, I don't know if you want me to curse.
You're fine.
Has been a breath of fresh air. Prankster Devo, love it to death. But that's the insight. Obviously, I'm not going to grade myself. I'll let you go ahead and do that.
Yeah, I think probably my favorite mon that you got is Stakataka. I really like that mon. I do like Roaring Moon as well. I'm just a fan of physical attackers that can U-turn. If you, like my favorite mon is Zarude. Well, not favorite, but like Zarude is just my goat.
That's
So I was definitely looking at that, just being like, oh, abandoned, and just press U-turn. Draft player clicks U-turn. I do like everything. Um, I think I don't care for the Heliolisk, but that's just a personal thing. I think it has its place, and definitely preppable, or makes people prep. I would say Gligar feels lackluster on this team now, with Stakataka and Scavalier, but so that's the only thing. That's just an overall team thing. But draft wise, I think Roaring Moon's an upgrade. Stack Attack is an upgrade. Having the ability to not bring Charizard Y and bring Ninetales is a good thing as well. And then, some games you bring Prankster Sunny Day. It's you have the ability to do everything. You went all in, which is, yeah, I agree, the better thing. I would give it a, let's see. I'm thinking B minus, right? I think you improved your team, but not massively.
That's fair.
Yeah.
My team still has some glaring weaknesses.
Yes. 100%.
Ground and fighting in particular, but I've kind of just leaned into the offensive side. But we can definitely move on.
Yeah. Next, we got the Moscow Muse, and they originally had Registeel, Jellicent, Rabska, and Mesprit, and now they have Raikou, Orbeetle, Vaporeon, and Orthworm. I would say it's a mix, because I think Registeel was a really annoying mon to deal with. I mean, I dealt it with on his team for the past 2 seasons. Um, so I just could never break through it. But I think Orthworm's really, really good. Slow Shed Tail into Urshifu is really, really cool. I think it's hard as he's figuring out. It's hard to work, but the Orbeetle is really, really good. Raikou's really, really good. Vaporeon's good. I would say just the Registeel trade is one that I would say that I don't agree with fully. What do you think?
I actually wholeheartedly agree. I think it was pretty significant upgrades across the board, and not to say that Orthworm isn't an upgrade. I think it's more Orthworm has a higher ceiling to just win the game with Sheltail, but Registeel was way more consistent. Um, so like you're trading away some consistency for upside, which, in all honesty, I'm not sure his team needed. Like his team was pretty consistent at his walls chipping away and then Urshifu being Urshifu. So all in all, I would say it's a negative for the Orthworm, but then positive for the rest. I would give a neutral B. I think
Yeah.
maybe
I,
B minus.
yeah, it could definitely be B minus. Let's see. Do I value his trades or your trades? I think his trades were better, um, overall. Mainly because, like you said, you have a lot of weaknesses and you just have to deal with it. Versus his are kind of upgrades and he didn't gain weaknesses. So yeah, we can go with the solid B. And next we got the Athens Ash Ketchums. I'll let you give your opinion first.
Okay, let me. Okay.
Oh yeah, let
Sorry,
me let me
looking at the
explain.
page.
Yeah, so he had low kicks, Ludicolo, Galarian Weezing, Entei, and Thunderous Incarnate, and now he has Zarude, Primarina, Salazzle, Pincurchin, Honchkrow, and he changed from Ghost type and Fighting type Terra Spectre to Electric and Fighting.
Okay, I to be completely honest, I don't like a lot of his trades. Um, Low kicks was such a scary, scary mon, and I know Chris loves Honchkrow, I do too, but I think you can't even argue that Honchkrow's an upgrade over low kicks. Um, Ludicolo for Pincurchin, I'm indifferent. I'd maybe say it's a slight upgrade. Galarian Weezing and a Salazzle, I think, is a downgrade. Galarian Weezing's got to be one of the best defensive mons for its value. Entei for Primarina. I liked the Entei on his team, especially with Galarian Weezing. Like, I think they synergized pretty well. Um, I think Zarude over uh, Thundurus is fine. I'm gonna go C minus. Honestly, I'm not a big fan of them.
Yeah, Zarude's definitely the goat. But yeah, my hot take is his trades were horrid, absolute trash. Um, Made his team worse. Like, I give these trades an F, 100% F. I think they're terrible, and it just yeah, trading away one of the best defensive types or Pokemon, period, and one of the best low tier value Pokemon um, for nothing. Seriously, I think he got nothing in return for those. He I don't know. I think it's terrible. I think it makes his team worse. It's an interesting shift with the Terra Electric, which is cool. I definitely like the idea of it. Um, but the way his team was in the beginning is so much scarier. I'm okay with like if he just did the electric terrain and Ludicolo thing, um, kind of, and had that shift, but had the rest of his team. That would probably be an upgrade. But I think these trades were terrible.
Yeah, I mean, I've got to agree. It it's bad.
So I mean, I want to be nice, but we're going F. Um, I just disagree. I'm playing him soon, so we'll
Man,
see.
he been talking on my boy Brute.
But yeah, these trades were not it. All right, next up, Saskatchewan Suicunes. Um, they had Zen Mode, Galarian Darmanitan, Skarmory, Dugtrio, and Hisuian Typhlosion. And he now has Aegislash, Archeops, Shuckle, and Entei to replace those in his team. I think the only upgrade is Entei. I think Entei's great. Um, the Aegislash for Darmanitan, I think is fine because he's been using Jolteon and Beedrill as his speed. Like, he didn't need this thing to be fast, and Aegislash can definitely do different things and add different roles than the Zen mode did, which I'm totally fine with. I think Shuckle is. I think he has a 9-man roster. I think Entei's really good. I'm a really big fan of Archeops, but is it better than? Like, I think Archeops for Hisuian Typhlosion, technically in the same tier, and then Entei for Skarmory. But I don't know if that is the best trade. I think it might be just neutral for me.
Um, yeah, I I agree. Like Scarm for Entei. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what else to say. I do think it's just neutral. Like I feel like his team, like nothing really changed in the way you prep for it with these trades. Um, I mean, if anything, he's got one ground resist and one immune. Like you just spam EQ on his team
Yep.
instead of Brooks. Uh,
Oh, he did get finally his Terra Will Chen to not be weak to U-turn in every one of his moves. He did get Terra Poison, which actually is an upgrade, which he should have done from the beginning.
Yeah. Wait, what Terra was he to start?
He was Grass and Psychic, and now he's Grass and Poison.
That's a bold play, keeping the bug weakness, but I like it.
Yeah.
um, yeah, I don't know. I'm indifferent. See,
Yeah, I think it's a C. I think it's trades. I think it's trades, and that's really about it.
I do
Um,
love Aegislash though. Shout out.
yeah, Aegislash is cool. Next we got the Pacoima Pawniards and Sal. and he had Starmie, Kilowattrel, Drapion, and now has Mega Alakazam, Rotom Fan, and Iron Bundle. But he did get rid of Terra Steel and Terra Flying Melmetal to get these points to kind of get that Drapion uh, upgraded. Well, first it was to a Nihilego, then to eventually to an Iron Bundle. Um, what do you think about this?
Um, so he has Mega Zam and Mega Garchomp.
Oh, did I say Mega?
Yeah.
Normal
Okay.
Alakazam.
Okay. I
Yeah,
was
two Megas.
so okay. I
Why did I say that?
I was like, man, I've been drafting all wrong. um, I think he has upgrades trade wise, personally, but you have to take into account that he lost the Terra on Melmetal, which I think was a huge part of that thing's success. It's still Melmetal, it's still gonna double Iron Bash, but like not having to worry about the Terra flying is huge. So I think if he had the same Terra, I would honestly give this like a flat B, uh, maybe even a B plus. But with the Terra change, I'm good to go like B minus, maybe B.
Yeah, I think if he had this team, and yeah, like you said, and still Terra Melmetal, I'd probably give it an A. Um, but losing that Terra Melmetal, I think, severely weakens his team. I think Rotom Fan is really, really good, and I think he's going to use it well. Um, thinking about prep, I think that Mon is going to be the one that I kind of have to make sure I deal with. Um, Bundle's insane. I think overall, because I'm trying to think, the trades were good. The Terra, I think, is the bad one. I also don't care for the Alakazam and Starmie. It's fine, um, but I would say that's neutral, if not slightly less. The bundle is a cool upgrade. Rotom Fans, I think, is really good, but the Terra loss. So I would say either B minus or C plus, where these trades are good, but I think it changes his team a lot, and I personally think it makes it slightly worse.
Yeah, I'd agree. B minus is what I said because like the trades were net positive in my opinion, but that's a big Terra loss. So
Yeah, I'll put a B plus. It's definitely he's got scary mons, but overall team wise, it there definitely are holes exposed now that I think Terra Metal filled.
I agree.
Next we got the Breloom Bambinos, who did a lot of trades. He had Tornadus Eye, Incineroar, Roserade, Orbeetle, Type Null, and Hitmontop. Um, and those were all the mons that were gone, and essentially the mons he kept were Flutter, Dracovish, Steelix, and Gigalith. And the addition to those are Weavile, Toxtricity, Breloom, Masquerain, Weirdeer, and Turtonator. What do I think about these traits? I think he definitely went all in with super hyper offense. I'm a fan of dropping Incineroar. I think it didn't fit on his team that well. He did finally get the mascot, which is really, really good. Um, I definitely liked Orbeetle better on his team because of screens. Dracovish behind screens is kind of crazy. He can technically do that with Weird Ear, but I think Orbeetle's better. Um, Turtonator's interesting. That's about it. I think Type Null was dead weight, so getting that great upgrade. Weavile I think is crazy, and Breloom's crazy. I think he has super high end mons like Weavile and Breloom that are super good, and then the rest of them are kind of neutral. And then I think the Masquerain one is a downgrade. So I would say definitely like a B to B minus type range. What do you think?
Um, I think I'm a little lower on the trades. I think Weavile and Breloom are both upgrades. Like those mons are great. Um, I liked the Incineroar. I just don't think he like. This is gonna sound weird to say, but like trusted it enough. Like he wouldn't swap in the Intimidate, Parting Shot. Like that mon is so great defensively, and I think Toxtricity, like it can boom burst, but it's kind of slow. It's hard to use. I think Incineroar is much more consistent. I agree that Orbeetle is better than Masquerain, in my opinion. Um, I like the Weird Deer. It's another Intimidate mon. Can set screens, like you said, can boost its defense, can Trick Room, which I know everyone always thinks about the Vision Sand, but Steelix with
Yeah.
Sand Force and Trick Room, like, I like the Weird Deer. Not huge on the Turtonator, but like you said, Type Null was dead weight. I'm gonna go C plus. I don't hate the trades. I think Breloom and Weavile carry the trades, but
Mm. Yeah, I think actually C plus is probably the best place to put it. Where you got some good, some eh. But yeah, next we got and I just leaked my team for Chris.
edit it out.
Yeah, well, we gotta edit that out. We got Galaxy Gangars, their trades, and they had Infernape and Drill, and Lurantis and Ambipom, and recently traded Infernape and Drill for Victini and Cobalion, and Lurantis and Ambipom were for Lantern and Yanmega. Go ahead.
I like the Lantern trade way better than Lurantis. It it does one thing. Leaf Storm with I forget the ability's name. I'm very disappointed that he dropped Excadrill. I think he didn't bring that thing enough at all. I was terrified of that thing. It's poison immune, Sand Rush, like that mon is terrifying. Same with Infernape. Like those were two mons that I feel like every week, like you could fear the band and just U-turn or click EQ. So I don't think Victini's necessarily a downgrade on Infernape. I think Cobalion's a downgrade on Excadrill.
Well, I mean,
For
Victini would be the
Ambipom.
one for Excadrill, and then Cobalion for Infernape, if we match the tiers
Doesn't
correctly.
matter. Yeah.
I do think I really like Infernape, and I think I'm a little biased because I think Drill had an insane matchup into my team. So I'm like super scared of it.
Same.
But I think Victini's cracked. And Cobalion, I do like Cobalion. I do like both of those traits, and if he's going to use them better and use them more often than he brought in for Nape and Drill, then I think those trades are an upgrade, right? If you're not going to bring them, there's no point. Lantern, great trade, and then I'm not going to talk about Yen Mega.
I mean, yeah, that's the argument I made earlier. I can't disagree with that. If you're not gonna bring them, then they're bad mons.
Yeah, I would say like C plus. I think
Yeah.
you have a good trade, and hopefully you put in trades that you'll use more, which will lead to your success. I do. I'm actually go C. I think if you use them more, then you could prove us wrong that yes, they were good
Astros.
trades, but overall, I personally think because both of those mons had good matchup into me, I'm biased that I think those were crazy.
Yeah, that's fair.
Next, I can't scroll too low. Let's see.
I
Okay.
can see it playing for me.
Yeah. Wait. Let's see. Maybe I didn't. Oh, maybe I didn't leak it. Okay, because it's different on my screen. Yeah, actually, I might have not leaked it. All right, next is my team, Last Minute Line Noons, and the one trade I made was I had Tapu Bulu, and after Tabs dropped Roserade, I picked up Roserade, and then I've also changed my secondary Terra type on Scolipede to Terra Ground. You want me to talk about my trades and then you can grade it?
Yeah, same thing. Give me your thoughts behind the reasoning.
Okay, well, Tapu Bulu's trash. it is super cool, like the idea of the team. If you just look at the team and you see the idea where I have EQ, and Earth Power, resistance built into the team with grassy terrain, and a Grassmon being resisted to that and stuff. I think it's really, really cool. Super hard to prep for, and the idea of it was awesome. Just the Mon is trash. Um, and then I think it's an upgrade on the Scolipede Terra change because I never brought Dark. There was no use for it, and end up using EQ more often than I have been using any dark moves. Period. And Terrabug Megahorn is crazy, so now I get to upgrade my Earthquakes into Stab, which is a really cool bonus for me.
Yeah, I do think the Terra upgrade is just a flat out upgrade. Like you said, Terra Dark was never coming. The Bulu trade I do think is an upgrade, partly because it's like when you did bring it, it was struggling. Roserade serves a different purpose. It's a lot more threatening. I do want to say though, I think Bulu was a victim of circumstance this season. There are so many Terra Poison Mons in the season this season. Like it, I think the Mon is good, but given the surrounding circumstances, it's not going to have a great time. So I think trading it is totally justifiable. I do think you pretty much flat out upgraded given all that surrounding circumstance. So I would personally give you a B plus, somewhere around there.
All right.
I'll say B plus because I do think the Terra is a big upgrade.
Yeah. And I forgot to mention also, Roserade is now a viable spiker and T-spiker, where I was never bringing those on Scolipede as much as I wanted to.
Yeah, that's a very valid point. I never see spikes on Rosary, but I always forget it can do it.
Yeah. All right, those are the trades and the grades. I think overall everyone kind of increased, except for one, just objectively. But everyone else is like, yeah, you changed different things. I would say we have the obvious worst one. I would say Sal's is probably the next worst in my mind because you're undefeated. He did just win again, but I think there are definitely a lot more holes now in his draft because of it, and that might end up being his downfall. We'll see. If not, then I'm wrong. But outside of that, probably my favorite kind of trades is would probably be JC's trade for Scizor because I think that just did so much for his team. Overall, do you have any favorite trades?
Yeah, the Caesar one sticks out. Honestly, your argument convinced me. I like Chase's. If he can, like you said, use these better, Victini and Cobalion, then I honestly love the trades. And then outside of that, I think a good question is which trades maybe you don't like, but you could see having the most upside. Like Chase, I think would be a good example of that.
Yeah, that I don't like him. Yeah, but
right.
Okay. Let's see. Looking through. Probably Biff's. That I'm looking at because I don't really care for it, but obviously Chiyu. Like I'm not saying Chiyu is bad, but the Mega and the Samurai, probably, I can get proven wrong very easily with those, and I'd be happy to see because I think Samurai's just crazy.
Yeah, absolutely, a lot of upside with those.
But all right, that's about it. Those are our opinions on the grades. Croc, you got any last words?
If you're upset about your grade, do your homework. Argue with your mama.
Yeah. Don't complain to the teacher. All right, we will. Peace out.